Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. I'm Navy Dad. This is Rusted Bolts Garage. It is 6:34 p.m. and it is 106 degrees. It's just too damn hot. Thank the Lord's Cobalt for beer and water, but mostly beer. Yeah, that's right. It's so freaking hot, it's been tough to get anything done. I think we're headed for another record hot summer. But I did manage to get some things done. So, we've got some fun stuff for this particular episode. We have got unboxing. I've never done that before. Well, I kind of have. Well, anyway, we got some unboxing. I get mad at a popular truck parts supplier. And we get the entire engine bay clean, painted, and ready to go for the big block. And then we got an update on the big block and wiring harness and the other big block. So let's start. Okay, so we're going to do a little unboxing event. I know that seems to be a big thing on YouTube. I don't know why, but so I'm going to do an unboxing of some parts that I just got. So the first thing is this guy. Okay, so this is the first item here, which is a brand new steering box from Elderman Elite. And this is from Rock Auto. And this is not a remanufactured unit. This is brand spanking new. You know, the reason I did this is because of this. I usually don't like to call out manufacturers and say bad things about really anybody. It's not really cool, but when something like this happens, you know, you got to call them out. Just save somebody else a headache. So that's a remanufactured steering box. And I rebuilt the entire front suspension in June of 2021, so a year ago. And I bought that, and I needed to get it back running again, so I bought the one that was available without having to wait to order it. And I bought that from AutoZone. This thing's a piece of crap. All they did was clean it up and reseal it. They didn't replace any internal parts. This thing has more play in it than my original steering box with 220,000 miles on it. So who knows how many miles that has on it. But it is like driving a 53 Studebaker. I mean, it is absolutely the worst box I've ever driven in any one of these trucks. There's so much play in it. Okay, so yeah, now, like I said, I don't like calling out people, but I'm going to call out LMC Truck for the cost of their steering boxes. I have the spring 2022 catalog, and it lists the steering box in there, and these are remanufactured boxes, not new, for $199 plus core in the catalog that I just got a couple months ago in March or April. But if you go onto their website, so I was getting ready to order a bunch more parts, it's $500, $499, the same part number that 3 months ago was $199. Now, nobody else has jacked up the prices like that, you know, even for rebuilt ones in other manufacturers. But they did, and that pissed me off. So I don't understand that at all. So it kind of pissed me off. So I ended up buying this from Rock Auto. Again, this is brand new. This is not remanufactured. This is a brand new box, and it was $411, which is still kind of expensive, a lot more expensive than a reman. But I don't want to have to go through that crap again. But I'm sure as hell not going to pay $500 from an LMC Truck. So really disappointed about that. Okay, yeah, cutting off my head, but this is what you're interested in, not me. All right, and of course this is from LMC Truck. All right, let's see what we have here, because I ordered some stuff and now I forgot what it was. Okay, so we have some fun stuff here. Oh no, not that. This and this. These are my replacement fuel tank lines. When I replaced the fuel tank right after I bought the truck, so it was early 2018, fuel pump went out and tank was all clogged with crap, so I replaced the whole thing. And I ordered the replacement hoses from Amazon. They have cracked and dry rotted to hell. In fact, so bad that they were leaking. Here's a picture. So, of course, I know I can trust LMC truck. That is the radiator bottle overflow tank. New windshield wiper arms, because the springs are completely shot on mine, and when it's, you know, raining, you go bah, 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 bah. Nobody likes that, right? Let's see. Oh, that's more of the fuel. And these right here, pretty interesting. Here's a close-up. These are the bushings for the wiper arms. It goes right underneath where you connect. It goes right here. Yeah, so that should that should actually clear up my problem. Then we've got then we've got heater hoses. Another heater hose. Huh. That's nice. They sent 3. Okay. And then some fun here. I think I got one more box of stuff coming too. This. And I'll show you why a little bit later, why I need this, or I'll put a picture in. But this is a brand new heater core, yay! Because, well, let's just say when I emptied the heater core, it looked like Campbell's Chunky Soup that came out of there, yeah. So, but you know what? I was really concerned that I was going to have to pull the dash, because I am not ready to do that. I'm going to do the interior long after the truck is running and driving. And replacing the heater core has got to be the easiest heater core ever. I mean, you can look it up, because I'm not doing that right now, but basically it's a trap door on the bottom. You unscrew a couple of screws and pull it out. Put it back in, put the trap door back up, you're good to go. I mean, that is some awesome engineering there, because when I had to replace the heater core of my son's 01 Jeep Cherokee, I had to remove the entire dash. So at least they made that part easy. All right, so we'll go on to the next one. Okay, this is some fun. First of all, you have to understand that Old Blue was a V6, right? He's getting a 454, right? It's gonna be a lot faster, a lot more power. How the hell am I gonna stop this thing? Exactly. So this isn't going to happen until after the truck is up and running and driving, but then I'm going to do a massive brake upgrade. And we're going to start with this. Now, first of all, I found this on perusing Facebook Marketplace. It's from a guy named Mike Rust, and I'll put his link to his Facebook page, because he sells a lot of OBS parts and MBS parts too. And he's from Brookings, South Dakota. So again, Mike, I'm going to give you a shout out here, right here. But of course, I'm going to give you another shout out when I actually do the upgrade. But y'all are going to love this. This is GMT 800 NBS Hydro Boost. That's right. That is the only way to stop these damn trucks properly. So let's see what we've got. Now, I may have to replace a couple hoses and things like that. And you know, there's a couple modifications that you've got to do to make this fit in an OBS, but it's not that big a deal. But this is everything from the pedal assembly, which you got to have. Yeah, I'm not going to pull that out because it's greasy. The actual Hydro Boost itself, with all the lines, I'll probably have to replace I'm going to have to add power steering cooling because it'll work fine. And then of course well, that's all nasty in here, but this is the master cylinder, but I think I can use my master cylinder because I already upgraded to the NBS master cylinder a couple of years ago. And so that one's brand new, so I think I can use it instead of this one. I'll have to check and see if it's the same pressure and all that kind of stuff. But then, of course, with this, I'm going to be adding 1-ton front brake calipers. Now the rear brakes, either going to do an NBS or a GMT 800 rear disc brake setup on it, and swap out to 6 lugs in the back, maybe the front too, I haven't decided yet. And I gotta replace my wheels, which sucks. So that'll again be a little while, and I also need to, I'm gonna get a 14 bolt rear end with 373 gears, and I'm gonna put a posi unit in it. So there's a lot of work to be done there. So again, I want to get the truck running and driving before I do all that, and I have to be careful because I'll probably blow up the 10 bolt that's in it right now. Of course, is the V6, and it's 342s, which is that's not going to cut it. All right, there's another box over here, but I'm going to save that for later. So there, we've done an unboxing event, and I cut my head off during the whole time. But this is what you want to see: is the stuff. Okay, well, I'm getting ready to put a little paint and clear coat on the inner fenders. So the inner fenders on these trucks were just basically overspray anything else. Like, you see that? That's just from washing it with a brush, and it came right off. It's so thin. Of course, this didn't get clear coated or anything. It was just more of a rust preventative, I guess, than anything else. But I am going to, so I'm only interested in the part that will show when you open up the hood, which is just this section right here, and I'm just going to throw a little Duplicolor on there and then some clear coat and call it good. So this is Duplicolor's dark blue metallic, perfect match, you see, and it's close enough. I tried, there's another color that's supposed to be this color, but it was a little lighter, so I'm just going to use this, and again, it doesn't really matter because there's just a small section under the hood that's going to show, and that's all I need to do. Okay, so got the inner fenders all painted up. It's 102 degrees right now, so it's way too hot to even attempt to clear coat it. It'll just fog up and look like crap, and you know, have to sand it down and do it all over again. I'm not going to do that. So let's see the front. So got the firewall cleaned up and painted as well. Again, can't do the clear coat. And then started kind of experimenting with a couple of different paints. So got a lot more stuff to do, and it's just too hot. It's like 102 right now, but the humidity is 65, I think it was. So it's just overwhelmingly hot, and I don't want to make myself sick because I've done that once or twice. Overheated, yeah. Okay, just finished my workout. Sorry. 6:20 a.m. in the morning, and it's finally cool enough where I can clear coat firewall and the inner fenders. When I used the Duplicolor clear coat the other day, it dried before it hit the dang firewall. So now it's cool enough. It's 83 degrees, 6:20 a.m., something like that. I'm going to use this stuff right here. I've used this before, and it's pretty daggone good. And it's cool enough right now. But keep in mind, if you ever use this, you must use a respirator. This shit's nasty. And this is like, it's two-stage paint, so make sure that you use a good respirator. And I'm not talking about a COVID mask either. A respirator.
If you haven't used this stuff before, you shake it up really good, and then it's two pieces inside. So you take this, and this basically bursts the hardener, and then you mix it up. I hope you can hear that. Also, once you've mixed this, you only have a couple hours to use it, and then it's no good. It dries up inside.
Whew. Next up will be, I gotta finish painting the frame, which is pretty simple stuff, you know. I'm gonna use the Duplicolor chassis paint. All right. Oh man, I gotta get a shower, man. It's already getting steamy out here. Oh yeah, it's creeped up to 84 degrees. It's now 6:40 a.m. Yeah. Okay, much better. Nice and shiny. Or shiny enough, anyway. Fenders, 2. Nice glisten there. You see that off the light? Took a whole can, but it worked. These are the kinds of things that I love Harbor Freight for. And this is a lifesaver. I busted my old fan. Okay, so next up is I'm gonna start painting the frame. And I'm not gonna film this just because, you know, the old adage, like watching paint dry. Yeah, so, I mean, all I'm gonna do is hit it with a brush and paint it. So it's nothing, there's nothing for you to see here. These are not the droids you're looking for, that sort of thing. But, so I kind of experimented with a couple different kinds of paint. I was gonna do 415, but all I could find locally was the glossy stuff, and it's way too glossy for this. I don't like that look. So I'm going to, well, here's the other thing. That stuff's expensive. So this is Duplicolor's rust barrier chassis paint. Now I've used this. In fact, I already had 2 cans of it, so that's why I'm going to use it. I use this on my Mazda Miata, and it works really well. It's actually rubberized, so it kind of wards off rock chips and things like that, and you can paint over it with, so I'm going to paint over it with one of my Duplicolor colors up there. I have flat black, low gloss, medium gloss, black. I have all the blacks up there. So, you know, it's got ceramic coating in it, and it's heat resistant, so that's what's going to get top coated with this. So let's get started. But, well, you'll see the after effect. How about that? Okay, sorry I'm not turning off the fan. It's too freaking hot. But we're pretty close to being done. Using a combination of, hold on. Using a combination of those 2 guys, spray paint and where I couldn't get the brush or the roller into. And what I'm going to do next is to kind of even it out. Is I'm going to hit it with Duplicolor's low gloss black to give it a nice even sheen over all this, because I don't want this part glossy. It doesn't look right. So, and chassis usually aren't glossy anyway. So yeah, I know I didn't show this, but it's really hot, and I am literally covered in paint everywhere. And I got to figure out how to get this stuff off. Okay, so frame is all cleaned up and painted. Firewall cleaned up and painted. So it turned out pretty good. So next up, let's go look at the motor. So there's the 4.6 harness. There's the 95 harness that I pulled from Pick and Pull. And here's what's left of the original harness, because they just hacked it up from the motorhome. So I'm going to clean up all this stuff, get the engine cleaned up. I mean, you can see, look at this. Look at that. It's still shiny. Even intake is clean. This thing, you know, 31,000 miles on it. So I'm gonna get it power washed, clean it up. I haven't determined yet if I'm going to leave the stock manifolds or go with headers, because if you know your information about the Gen 4, unless you do cam and upgrade the heads and everything, putting headers on these engines really doesn't get you much. Although I do have a set of hooker headers for it. So I'm going to kind of, this is going to be a pain in the ass, but so I'm going to kind of go back and forth with that, what I'm going to do. So I'll have to figure that out too. But next up, here is the 1974 LS4 454 truck motor, 4-volt main. That's going to go in the Chevelle. And here is my Summit Racing engine stand. So I am going to do a video on putting this thing together and getting this engine running, because I'm probably going to sell the Chevelle project, and having that running is going to help with that sell. Yeah, so there you go. So the next episode will actually probably be getting that 74 454, which actually might be a Vette motor. It's weird. That 74 454 LS4 4-volt main started. hopefully. So we'll do that. And then we are gonna get back to cleaning up, and I might do a little painting on the 94 454 that's going in all blue. We'll get that ready, and then I'm going to stick it in the truck. And then after that, we'll be starting to get the wiring harness ready, which is going to be kind of a big chore since I'm building one wiring harness out of 3. So yeah, so that's it for this episode. Boys, you be safe out there, and yeah, like I said, thank the lords of Cobalt for beer and water, but mostly beer. Y'all take care, be safe out there, and do drink lots of fluids because it's freaking hot.